Hello, I'm Rob.
And I'm Curt.
Welcome to Being Human. This is episode 2, I think, right?
Yeah,
2.
episode 2.
Being Human, we're here to share insights and stories about how you can connect better with your audience and really drive growth through your business. That's really the point of all this. Today we have a guest, our first guest. Welcome, Jake Britton from WiseBear Creative.
First guest, number one.
That's right.
We're excited to talk a little bit about SEO today and how messaging and SEO can really drive conversion and really increase revenue and growth for your business. So yeah, happy to have you.
I'd say in the last 2 years, it's probably changed the most. I'd say even a couple of years ago, you could still get away with some of the classic SEO methods, things like keyword stuffing and kind of tricking what I call the Google gods into ranking just by, optimizing your website with simple placements of keywords. But it's changed a lot. Obviously, I know we're going to talk about AI, we're going to talk about Gemini and all these different things, but that's really what's leading the changes is Google, and I call them the Google gods.
Yep.
They are changing how they're really scanning and ranking your website. And also the user, how they use Google is changing, and the different platforms that they use to search is changing. But one thing that I love about SEO is in the 7 years of, kind of specializing in it, it's never really gone away.
Yeah.
You always need that foundation of SEO. SEO is much like an investment, right? Like you have to just consistently invest in SEO. And the reason that we preach that so heavily is because we want you to own your space on Google or on the search engine or on ChatGPT. And in order to do so, you need to really follow the trends of how these Google gods and things are ranking. And what's changed, I think, most over the time is, like you said, gone are the days of just keywords on the headers and whatever. You need to be able to answer these longer questions that people are using to find it. But what is AIO, artificial intelligence optimization? I can't even say it because I've always say AIO, right? So it's like AIO is how we as a content writer write with, yes, humans in mind, but with robots reading it. So we need the content to obviously be authentic and matched with human search intent, but honestly, almost just as important, how is an AI bot going to read this, right? And how are they going to use it? That means formatting content differently. Scannability is key. Structure is key. You got to embed like the relevance and stuff so AI tools knows what they're searching for and how to find it on their website quickly, because they are giving instant results, as a matter of seconds of this quick scan. Okay. And, you're going to hear me say structure a lot because it's like the biggest thing that we see when we get on people's websites is they have great content, but it's not structured in a way that these new Google gods are actually going to be able to read it and rank it. Listen, Google doesn't care where you get your content. It can be AI generated. I am a big proponent of ChatGPT. I use it probably 50 times a day. I even have ChatGPT, drafting emails that all I have to do is sit in bed at night and, review them, make sure that it sounds like me, add a couple personal touches and hit send. So I just like to preference that AI is a tool, but it will never replace a human touch, and it will never replace a human vibe, right? So one of the most recent updates is, kind of penalizing you for just all of that fluff, It's another one of my little favorite words is fluff, because you are packing your websites with a ton of content, but it has to be valuable. It can't just be a bunch of fluff. And AI is catching on to it. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it just does not matter. If you show up on search and somebody clicks on your website and they don't feel good, they're not going to make action. And so when I started to think about more of the conversion path than just the getting them to the page path, and I think that's where StoryBrand really comes in. You cannot sacrifice clarity for clicks.
Right.
Like clicks don't matter if you don't have clarity, and I think like that is like probably one of the biggest takeaways is we just have to make sure that you're speaking to them. Yeah. The customer is all the traffic in the world. Doesn't matter if you can't convert them to call now, to fill out the form, to book the appointment, to buy the product, whatever it is, right? And that's, I think, where StoryBrand and the clarity really, really come in. And, I had to give a little and I had to take a little.
We gave a little too.
You did. You did. You guys were fair. You guys were fair. It's like, okay, hey, take the homepage, do whatever you want. Let's make it StoryBrand focused. So they were getting, I think, somewhere between 2,700 and 3,000 unique, organic clicks every single month. But their conversions are like, 10, 5.
Right, 5 to 10 calls. Yeah.
Not a lot of calls. So what we did is we started interlinking the top traffic pages. So there's been a blog. I talk about how blogs are like billboards that never go away, right? And I believe in the first month, the homepage traffic was 54%. It was quickly the number 2 most traffic page for this particular client, and then conversions were double.
Yeah.
Maybe even it was 3 times, 2.5 times.
30 days.
Yeah. In 30 days.
Yeah. Using StoryBrand and these techniques.
Yeah. The people on my website know what I'm going to do in 5 seconds or less.
Yeah.
When they get on the website, do they know what I do for them in 5 seconds? If they don't,
They're gone.
they're gone.
That's
I mean, like, why would they stick around? First of all, it's technical. There's speed, especially on mobile. There's just the back end of your website and the cleanness that it runs, because Google does rank based on a speed. I got on a website the other day that took 30 seconds to load on mobile. I stuck around because it was a client's website and I needed to look into why I was doing this, right? One that we were taking over. So look at the technical part of your SEO.
Or just open your website on your phone and
just run it.
See how long it takes
Run
to
it
open.
and just be aware of that. People's attention span is 3, 4, 5 seconds. They're going to bounce, right? And then the other thing that I see probably most common is just I call it the wall of text syndrome. So you hop on a website. There's a little section on your website that we call the hero section. And you'll hear people say, like, above the fold. You think about a website, the first thing you see the header. It's like a menu. Maybe there's a little button over here. It's usually the site logo over here. And then below it is usually a large image or a couple of images or a slideshow. And it's trying to kind of capture your emotion or your the user's emotions, as they land on this page in that hero section. If you don't have one, get one. B, if it's messy, fix it. FAQs, it used to be like, does this company do this service? And then you would answer it, right? But now you need to answer somebody's question that they might search for.
What are they searching?
How do I fix my leaky pipe in the kitchen? And then give them the answer. Give them the guide.
The full answer.
Give them the full answer. And you know what? I call it a little bit of a bait and switch, because obviously you don't want them to do it themselves. The idea to get to the plumber's website is so they hire them, so they click call now. But give them enough information that they could do it themselves, but that they don't want to anymore. They read how to do it, and it's like, nope, we're good. And then right underneath there, you convert them back to the contact page or the call now, and boom, you get your conversion. So again, structure.
And wouldn't it be true that, like, if somebody is looking for a plumber, they're looking for somebody else to do it for them versus going to YouTube and trying to get the how-to DIY version?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, plumbing's an interesting example. And if you actually do some demographic statistics on plumbers, you'll see that most of the people on a plumbing website is female. It's the mom, it's the wife after the husband probably didn't get the job done, right? So what's interesting is guys, I think, in general, or just people in general, they are at least attempting, like, how do I fix this simple leak? And again, we're just using plumber as an example because I think it's just a relevant, like, something common people search. Now, a wife is going to go on and just say, plumber near me on Google, right? A husband's going to go on and say, how do I fix this leaky pipe? So you need to hit both angles, right? Because you do want to drive traffic, for both. Demographics or both types of people that are looking to DIY
searching,
and people that are just using it to get that business.
So just a reminder, like, we're human. This is our podcast, Being Human. You can find us at gowithhuman.com. But Jake, where can people find you online?
WiseBearCreative.com. We have a nice presence on LinkedIn where we do a lot of SEO tips and tricks. I also have my own podcast called Wise Wednesday. about 10 episodes that we're launching.
Said we're gonna
out. And
we're gonna be guests,
we've
right?
decided that you made the cut.
Okay,
We can
good.
get you on. So yeah, we'll get you on. They won't stop bothering
gonna hold
me
that
about
to
it. Yeah. No, but yeah, looking forward to talking a lot more. And if you want to check us out, definitely read our blogs. We do practice what we preach, which a lot of marketing agencies don't do.
Right.
Get on your current marketing agency's website and see if they're doing blogs. See what their conversions
Ours
are.
is coming.
Sorry. But our blogs are very much SEO focused because again, we believe that SEO is the foundation of all this marketing stuff. It's never going away, and it is what drives traffic to your website and drives revenue most importantly.
Absolutely.